Alright, and welcome back to another day of training for the Milwaukee Regionals. For today's video, I'm going to use the same team that I used yesterday, partly because I think that as a core concept, it is decently solid, but I do think that there are improvements that could be made on it, so taking it out a second time should hopefully give me an idea of what some of those areas are that I'm going to be looking to improve on. Oh boy. Okay, team like this, yep, I immediately wish I had safety goggles. I don't have safety goggles. Haha. Yep, okay. I think we're going to lead with Faye. And then pull out Aurelius. Do I want the Murkrow? I don't actually know if I want Murkrow or not. Yeah, I mean, I think that... No, we're going to go with the offensive 4 here. I think that this actually could be a really good offensive core. The main thing that it's going to struggle into is either teams that have a Prankster Tailwind or teams that have a faster Flutter Mane. Like, this one is very decently fast, but it's not as fast as Flutter Mane can possibly be. And I really do think that if you are going to try and rely on Flutter Mane as your primary source of speed control, you really, really, really need to make sure that your Flutter Mane is going to be as fast as it can be, or at the very, very least is speed creeping the vast majority of other Flutter Mane, and then I'd probably take it a point or two higher than that, so that you're ideally speed creeping the people that tried to speed creep the meta Flutter Manes, but that's just me, you know, so that is what I would say. We're going to try and blow up an Amoonguss, because I have no particular amount of love lost for that thing. So we're going to go with a Moonblast and a Flare Blitz and just try and delete said Amoonguss before it has... Oh, there's a Protect. Well, fine. This makes for a very passive turn. I do have my Ogerpon, so what we might do instead is... I guess they could always Rage Powder here. But the Flutter Mane is faster, so we could just Moonblast there. I could just Collision Course into that slot. Do they have anybody that can take... They could go into... Actually, they have multiple Pokemon that could conceivably take that fine. Nope, we're going to just double. Yep, so complete opposite. We just showed them a double into the Amoonguss. I would not be surprised to see them Terra the Amoonguss or swap out the Amoonguss or do something with the Amoonguss. So, since they burned both Protects... Yep, okay, here comes a Terra. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a defensive Terra into the Amoonguss. Nope, yeah, they're okay. They are going offensive. They might go and just go for the redirect into the Amoonguss, which is totally fine. I guess I did just lose my Sun, which is unfortunate. Due to the Terraform 0. It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. That's why we have Booster Energy. I do admit I like what Wolfie did. Oh, nope, goodbye. Terapagos, it was fun. But no, I like what Wolfie did with having a Focus Sash on Flutter Mane, just because I think that it does benefit from that, and it also allows you to run a much more offensive Flutter Mane than you otherwise might. This one is decently invested into defensive capabilities. So, yeah. Alright, well, Aurelius, great job. You successfully took out one of their primary sources of damage and their Terrestrialization. So I would say that was definitely a win. Oh, hi! Look at you! Just gonna Protect this turn. I want to try and get rid of a turn of their... or one of the sleep turns before making more offensive moves. And if they punish that with going for a substitute, then they punish it with going for a substitute. I'm not really expecting them to. Oh, what? Okay, now I'm actually in a position of, do I want to switch out Aurelius? Oh, never mind. That is a Choice Scarf variant, which is the only way that that thing can be faster than... Okay. Alright, so the only way that Elandris is going to be faster without Tailwind than one of the base 135 speed Pokemon is either if this is like the slowest variant of the 135 speed Pokemon, or if the Landorus is running a Choice Scarf. This one is definitely running a Choice Scarf because my Aurelius is a very, very basic one that he is meant to be extremely fast and hit really hard. Yeah, very basic 252 EVs in both direction with, I think, a speed boosting measure. So, like, he's meant to be as fast as you get. Oh! My poor Calyrex has been pollen puffed. No, not the pollen. Alrighty. Well, you know what? You'll love it. Here comes the Astral Barrage. And my Terra. And yes, Ogerpon would also be extremely capable of cleaning things up in this circumstance, but Calyrex is out there, and we've managed to start inflicting some slows on the opposition, so we're just going to try and clean up the game from here. Now, it may or may not be possible. We will see. We do, of course, have Ogerpon in the back, but I suspect that if the Icy Wind lands, then Calyrex should be able to take the game home from here. So we'll see if Icy Wind, if we get a double connect. Yep, there's a double connect. No misses. Both of them hit. So Astral Barrage is definitely picking up the Flutter Mane and might pick up the Amoonguss. So, yeah, particularly with the bonus damage from the Ghost Terra. Alright, and the Amoonguss survived it. That is a bulky Amoonguss. Way to go. But the Flutter Mane, of course, went down to the super effective hit. There's a +1 special attack from the Grimnay. It's a Pollen Puff. Bop. Nope, you got me. With the Pollen Puff, and communication with the other trainer was interrupted. Well, it does happen. So good game to my opponent. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Hope to see you next time. This team might have some serious merit to it. Gonna have to actually sit down and work through kind of the nitty-gritty on how it might flow into some of the other double restricted pairs. There's also the possibility of swapping in Groudon instead of the Koraidon. But that's, need to do the trade-offs analysis of that. Anyway, though, thank you for attending, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.